Hi everybody, GL1 here, and recently I ordered this toy from the Big Bad Toy Store, Spiral, and I just thought this was such a cool figure. I didn't really know or care about its history, so I ordered it, and it turns out that I guess she's an antagonist. She used to be a couple with Longshot, and they broke up, and she's mad about that. So here she is, the latest version of Spiral, and it's just got such great articulation. You know, you have six arms and the two legs, and you have all the articulation and muscle definition. Great face on there, and just all these detailed weapons, samurai swords, and every arm has the double elbow joint, and she has her metal arm back here. I really don't know much about the history of her, or I don't really know anything actually, but don't care. Just thought this was really cool, and years ago I also thought it was really cool, and I got this at a used toy store. And this again is Spiral, and you can see the similarity in the helmet and the clothing, and she has the kind of the fuzzy boots and the metal arm, and one of the swords is bent. It's been just sitting in various boxes over the years, and she looks like she probably came with a couple other swords. And the way this works, it has an action, as these 1995 toys did. You squeeze her legs and her arms flip. And the new one doesn't have any of that, but it doesn't have an action joint, but it just has just such great articulation. So I thought this was a good opportunity to show you this is the 1995 version, this is the new one, to show you another 1995 version figure. This is a 1995 version of The Thing. So, 28 years ago. And this is the kind of detail that you would get back then. You wouldn't have any lateral motion in the joints. You don't have wrists. The wrists do not turn. You have elbows, and the head turns. The waist does not turn. But that was what you got back then, and you better be happy with it. But this is the new one that came out last year of The Thing. And again, to compare, like Spiral, you can compare The Thing with The Thing. And, same joints. You have all the lateral motion, just like Spiral, double knees. You don't have the double elbows, and sometimes you don't get that with the larger figures. But it's The Thing, and he doesn't really have a lot of mobility. But you have a waist that turns, and you have the torso joint. The head moves all around, and you have good ankles. It doesn't turn. They actually move laterally as well. All right. But what you also get with this that you didn't get with Spiral is you get extra hands. So you can have more expression. So I have him set up with fists, and you can have him have like his clawing hands, and you even get a change of his head. So you can pop off his head, and you have angry Thing, and you have, oh my gosh, what just happened looking Thing. That's what he looks like there. So I took this opportunity to show you a whole bunch of other things. Haha. And here is, let's see, we'll start, I guess, here. This is a 2002, I believe, Thing. And I can verify that on the bottom. And I tried to remember all of these, but 2002. So I have a 2002 Hulk too, and similar joints. You do have a torso joint, and what you get in the back is you get those joints so that he can bring his arms closer together. But these are very delicate. There's a metal pin that goes inside, and sometimes that breaks like it did on the Hulk. And what I had to do is I had to glue it. And then I just got shoulder movement, but I didn't get that, this extra like shoulder blade motion. So I'm going to be real careful with that. This is also older plastic. It's 2002, so it's 21 years old sitting there. And you get a lot of good head articulation. All right, so that is that Hulk there. And then, the movie came out, The Fantastic Four, and this goes to that movie, and I think that was 2006, and I will verify that. 2005. Okay, so 2005 thing, and you have the double knees. Look at that. And he's got this nice coat on, and he's got the shoulder articulation, and he has not a whole lot of elbow motion, but he can bend his arms. He's got the clawing hands. He's got a rubbery head. And why does he have a rubbery head and little holes in his stomach? Not because he was shot with buckshot, but there's a button on the back, and push the button, and he tells you what time it is. It's clobbering time. And I think there's a button here. See, you can push the button and have him say it's clobbering time, or you can push the big button and he moves his arms in and says it's clobbering time. And he does have the lateral hips as well. It's got the ball joint hips. So 2005, right? So that's, again, 18 years old sitting there. And then they came out with a large version for the movie. And here's your large version of the thing. Lots of good head articulation. Very expressive. This is Michael Chiklis was the actor. So it kind of looks like Michael Chiklis. Michael Chiklis thing is what I call it. And look, you have these swivel hips, but you also have a joint in the middle of the leg, which is not really attractive, but it does give him a little bit more mobility. And so you can see how that joint looks in the back as well. All right, so that is that thing. All right, and then also in 2005 was Mega Bloks had the contract for the Marvel toys. I have some others. I have Iron Man and Captain America and the Hulk also as Mega Bloks, but here is Mega Bloks thing. And you might never have seen this before. I don't think they sold that well. So, but look at how, again, the Mega Bloks articulation, and if the arm comes off, that's all right. It snaps right on, and the wrist comes off. And I think actually should be able to get more. Well, the elbow doesn't move a whole lot. Okay. Well, the thing doesn't move a whole lot either, right? It's kind of stiff. But you have your lateral motion in the legs. And again, if you compare these with Lego figures, they don't have any of this mobility, right? So look, you have knees, and you can even turn his feet out. And, you got the hips, and he can twist. So, it's not massive, like the thing, but you get so much more mobility, with Mega Bloks. And, Mega Bloks just makes a great action figure for their construction sets. All right. And so here's another thing that is, just a small version, based on the 3.5 inch scale thing. And this is 2011. So this is already 12 years old. And look, he's cute, right? And, he's got good joints in his elbows, good muscles. And he's got that swivel torso joint. And, for a small figure, very detailed, right? Good looking figure. And he can battle the Hulk, as they often, even though they're both good guys, they had this rivalry all the time of who was the strongest. And, some really great battles with that. one of my favorite is when the Thing was more powerful. He reached like some kind of maximum power. I think he got irradiated or something, and he took on the Grey Hulk, who was weaker. But because the Grey Hulk was smarter, the Hulk still won, much to the Thing's chagrin. They fought underwater, and the Hulk went around the back of him and gave him the Heimlich maneuver, which made the Thing burst out all his air, and he almost ran out of air. And then he didn't know he was fighting the Hulk. He didn't recognize him because he was gray and he could talk and he was smart. And then when he crawls out of the water, the Hulk says something to him, and he goes, something like, anything's possible, or no, that's right. The Thing says, impossible that you beat me, impossible that you're the Hulk, because the Hulk said something, he recognized his voice, and then the Hulk punched him and knocked him out and said, anything's possible. So that's how that ended. I never forgot that ending. So this is the Thing that they came out with. This is your Diamond Select thing. It's very heavy. It's like 3 or 4 pounds. Not a lot of articulation, but again, he's a rock character. The head moves all around, so that's good. And it's kind of all right because it's the Thing. He's just very, thick and heavy, and he can twist in the middle. Big, thick legs. It's got the little bit of the ratchet action in there. And, again, I think he's cute. So that's your Diamond Select thing. It's got I don't know, it's supposed to have some ankle motion, but it's very little. Just enough to get him to stand up. Then there was the time that the Thing became part of Magneto. I think it was something like the world did, there was like nuclear war or something, and there wasn't a whole lot left, and Magneto became one of the leaders, and he had 4 characters working for him: Iron Man, the Human Torch, the Hulk, and the Thing. And the Thing was called the It. They all got different names, actually, I believe. But this is Thing as the It. But again, this is a Toy Biz figure. This is also Toy Biz, early Toy Biz. And this is Toy Biz, too. So not Marvel or Mattel. So you'll notice, look at the finger joints. It has individual joints within the fingers. So just, again, great. I love that you don't have to take a hand off in order to make a fist. You just make a fist, right? You have the thumb that moves, or you can give him like a grasping hand. The wrist moves. He's got his waist turns. His head moves. It's positioned on his body differently. Instead of being on top, it's sort of forward. Doesn't look very happy though, right? He's not happy to be part of the House of M. But you've got that bicep articulation and shoulder, and you've got the ball joint hip. It doesn't have the double knees, but again, it's the Thing. You have the toe articulation and the ankle motion. So that's what he looks like from the back. It's really like plates, like Ankylosaurus, right? Like the dinosaur Ankylosaurus. So that's the House of M. It. And again, you can just make fists, right? Look at that. And now you have fists, and you don't have to worry about taking the hands off. I love that. And these things back then, you could get something like this when it was selling. Again, I think this is like 2006-ish. Let's see if I can find it quick enough. Let's see, 2006. So things like this were only about $9 back then. And, something like this, the latest was $22. Although I did find him for clearance, on clearance for $11. So that's how he ended up getting bought, because this thing came out not long ago. I think, let's see. Oh, this was 2017, and I thought this was going to be the thing to end all purchases of the Thing. I thought it was just, again, look at, now you have some individual finger articulation, not as much as the other, right? But you do get that. You get the waist twist, you get the foot articulation, the knee. You do have the ball joint hips, and you can see that there's a joint there. It's a little tight. I don't want to pressure it. This is one of those cases where if you're worried about breaking the joint, you put them in some boiling water first and get it to move before you force it. Okay, that'll you just put in for a few seconds. That'll soften the plastic, so then maybe you can work the joint. I've had figures that I couldn't move at all that came in the mail, and I put them in boiling water, and then I was able to move it, and then it just moved after that easily. So let's see. And he is, 2017 is what it said. So, and it's got the motion and the ankle going that way. So this is just a great thing, but a lot smaller, right? And I think that is it. Yeah, that's it for all the things that I have of the thing. So I hope you enjoyed that. That comparison. Just really, I think it's great to have this inventory to be able to show you how things have evolved through the years. Thanks for watching, and I'll be back soon. GL1 out.